So welcome everyone to this module. In this project, we are going to make our own Twitter bot, and we will be using some libraries that tweepy, and this Twitter bot will be an example of a Python automation. So you will also get an idea that how does the Python automation work. We will also deploy our bot, and it will be fully functional bot like many companies have. They are also having bots. They build bots for answering different queries on different applications like WhatsApp, Twitter. Many times you talk to bot, so you will have an inside idea that how it works, and you can even develop your own bot. So there will be with some requirements. The first one be API keys from the accounts, web scraping, and we have some basic idea about the API because we will be building some access token keys. We needed them, and I will also give you the idea that how you can actually take them from free of cost. Now, second thing comes, we will be needed a library. This is an inbuilt library from Python. You can easily install this called tweepy. Next, we will also use have to deploy our bot because it is not possible that every time we can just go to the laptop, run it, and say now our Twitter bots work. So our Twitter bot should be active from 24 into 7. It means whenever someone just make a tweet, he should get an instant reply within a few seconds about that what you feel about his tweet. So this will be the work of the Twitter bot, and this bot will not only just retweet it, just give them a tweet. It will also retweet the tweet that they have sent you, only the required one, which you can decide that which tweet should be the retweeted and liked and which one should not. So we will also take care of that only some particular tweets which are important to us or must be liked and shared will be retweeted and liked and also commented by us. So here three things will be needed here. First, we will fetch the data. This is some important part because you need to be very careful about how you are fetching your keys and how you are fetching your data. Also just take care that the keys that I will give to you, never show them to anyone because those keys are really important. If someone have those keys, they can just steal your data or do anything with your account. Second is the building functionality. In this we will just build our bot and tell our bot that what he has to do and what he does not need to do anything. So there will be several functions where we will write different functions for different purposes. And the third and the important thing comes is the deployment. So remember, deployment is necessary because we need to deploy our bot, otherwise it will not work for the 24/7 need that we want, and it will not be like a bot that actual bots works because our robot works all the time in a day, and we have to just assign our bot to or deploy our bot to some websites, and then we can just work with our Twitter account. Now, the third thing about the API is actually an application programming interface. Several websites just use an API interface. So you can consider API, the programming interface, as an interface between the user and the person or the client that is using it. It helps in several ways, like first of all, it gives security to the user. It helps to interact with the user and different servers. It saves the time of the servers and protect them from the data hiding and give many lot features to the servers. Also, the programming interface help us because it just help us, we can easily talk to the server as we want it. We don't need to write huge lines of code. So API is like a third person which is involved between us and the server, and it fulfills the requirements by talking to the server and then return the information that he collected from the server back to us. So we never interact with the server. We only interact with the API, and then API actually redirects to the server and work on our behalf and give us the information back if it is available or not. So Twitter also offers its API, and you will get the idea that how actually API works. Now, as the last thing, we will be using an inbuilt library called tweepy. Tweepy offers everything that we want to do with our Twitter account. If you want to mark someone favorite, you retweet with it. You can collect different Twitters together. You can just check your activity. You can destroy your tweets that you have created. So if you are having a tweepy, I can say you that you don't need a Twitter. Means you don't need to work with the Twitter application. You can do everything with the tweepy only. But we are building a Twitter bot, not learning how to use Twitter with the Python. So our concentration will be only on the bot. So you will really get an interesting idea and a new workforce about how does the Python automation works, because building a bot is an example of a Python automation and it is going to be very, very interesting. So just keep watching the video. Thank you. So hello everyone. In this project, we are going to build our Python bot, a Python Twitter bot, with which you can just read your tweets, you can reply to your tweets, you can do so many things. It would be a project like when you talk to a company or uses a company, that how they regenerate the tweets, how they access your tweets, how can they arrange your tweets to get the information. So our project will be a same project based on that. It will be a machine learning project. Here we will be using different libraries like tweepy and different things to read our Twitter account, to work with the Twitter and so many things more. So to get started with it, just create your Twitter account. So here I have created my Twitter account. Now after this, all you need to do, just go to the apply for access Twitter developer account. Just type Twitter developer account on the Google page and then go apply for the access. Now here you need to apply for the developer account. You need to fill so many informations there. They will ask you for the reason. They will ask you why you are using it. You need to explain them. There is a minimum limits of words that you need to write for the 100 minutes or 100 words or 200 words of information you need to give to them. Then after you have given all the things, you can submit your application. Then you will get a page or access, that is the developer portal page, and you will be logged in with your current account only. So after this, all you need to do, just go to the project.apps. Here you can create your own project, that is like I have created a tweepy bot, or you can also create a standalone project like a edge.t_td. So this was about setting up the project. You can go with the standalone apps also, and you can go with the applications also. Now after this, what you need to do, we will be needed here keys and tokens. So we have all done these things to get this page or to get these keys and the consumer keys and the authentication tokens. We will be needed this in our project, because if you would remember working with the APIs, so without API key you cannot get access to the Twitter homepage. Now to get these keys, they will ask you to generate them. You will have the option to generate them once, because once it is generated, they will not show you it again. So you may save it somewhere. I am not generating them now. I will revoke it so that no one will get it. Also, after working with or completing the project, I will regenerate these keys again, because every time when I regenerate it, a new key comes up so that no one can get access to my account back. So you should also take the security options that never regenerate your key or show your keys to anyone, because if they have your key, they can control your account. Now this was our Twitter developer, how you are going to get this Twitter developer account and how you can apply for the access. We will be needed two accounts here for the working. The first will be the primary account with which we can just apply for the access, and the second will be the temporary account that you can build, so that when you will tweet or retweet something with your second account, your primary account could read it. You can consider this project as a machine learning project or a automation project, because what we are doing, we are making Python to do everything that actually we should do. For example, to retweet the tweets, to read the tweets, to understand them, to save them. There are so many things that we can do that. So this is also a Python automation, because here Python works from our side on its own, that how he has to manage your Twitter website. Many big companies also uses these types of things. For example, they don't only automate their Twitter account, but they automate everything like WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, so that automatically when someone tweets or comment, they just reply you, or they don't reply. Actually, the machine replies you by understanding your comment, and this is what is known as automation, because then they don't need to make a team to manage their account. And the reason for the Python automation is that for a company, there are thousands of people who would be tweeting and retweeting, or there are lakhs of people who would be just sending message on WhatsApp. So they cannot handle or make a human team to handle these large or vast amount of replies at the same time. So this is the reason why they uses the automation, because with automation they can reply all of them at only in just a few seconds. And this is the reason why automation is so popular. Now to work with the Twitter automation, we also need to install something. So you need to open your command prompt, and the first library that we'll be using is tweepy. So with tweepy, we will be automating our Python to how he will tweet or retweet with the Twitter account. So all you need to do is just go to the CMD, open CMD, type there pip install tweepy. So when you will type this command, it will start installing the tweepy library or package in your Python account. Now, since I have already installed the tweepy library, so it will just tell me that everything is already done. So I need not to do that again. So you can see that all the requirements are already satisfied. So I would not be needed them again and again. Now we will be working, you can just make a directory, home directory, that is I have named it with the tweetbot, and I will be working here in this library. Now for the coding purpose, we will be using a Visual Studio Code. I prefer that best. You can use any Twitter or any Python compiler like Jupyter Notebook, Visual Code, Atom, whatever you like. It will work with everyone. So these were all the prerequisite requirements that we would be needed here to set up or to build our Twitter bot. It's going to really a fantastic project, and it will just give you a glimpse of how does the automation works. So thank you. See you in the next video. So hello everyone. I have told you how you can get the access to the keys into the Twitter account. You need to go to the developer account and then make your account, then ask for the key. Also, you need to apply for the access to the keys. Then you need to develop apps, means go to the project and apps. You can develop a bot app, that is the project app, or you can develop a standalone apps. So you can develop so many, only a single project app, but here you can develop so many standalone apps. So we will be working with the standalone apps. Now in standalone apps, I have generated my API key and secret key, and I have also generated my access token and secret token. So you need to just click the generate button, and it will come to you. You can copy that, and after you have copied it, you can paste it somewhere, because the next time it will not come to you. So actually this is a key value pair. Key value pair is something you can say that it will, when you will try to authenticate, means both the things like your site or your code that you are writing here, when it will try to connect with the Twitter, it will just try to match these keys, but it will not match the full key. It will only match a part of these keys. So this is our consumer key and this is a secret key. So they may send you this much amount of key only. Then it will match that whether this much amount of key is present or not present there. So if it's present there, or it's a part is present there, they will authenticate you. But if it is not present there, they will not authenticate you. Also, they will just take care that it is not a random, that this combination will, anyone can get it randomly. These are well generated combinations. So there is no chance that anyone could have a particular range of combination like this. So this is the reason that they are using a key value pair to actually make you or give you a login access. And it is said that never share your keys with anyone. So this was about the keys. I have written it somewhere. Now we are going to write our code. So first of all, I am going to import. Now, since we have installed a library, if you would remember, it is the tweepy, we will import that library. After this, I am going to give the code for authentication. Means we need to begin our process from here only. So I will make a code for the authentication, so that my code actually reach to the Twitter and it may authenticate itself and then start working what we need from it to work. So we will use the authentication handler. And after that, I am going to copy this variable in which my consumer key is there. I will paste it here. I will also give a second parameter, that is the consumer secret, because they both work as a key value pair. So we will be needed the key also and the secret key also. So this was for the authentication. Now we will set the authentication access parts. So all we need to use the variable, that is the set access token. We will use this variable, and then we will give the second key and the secret part. So these keys are used to authenticate you. If you don't have these keys, they will not authenticate you and never allow you to go anywhere. Now all we need, we will declare a variable, that is the API, and here I will call the API variable to authenticate me. So it's a bit long process because there are so many things that comes here. For example, the keys comes here, then the APIs comes here, then the authentication process comes here. Now our authentication part is ready. Means if you will, I will go to the Twitter, it will authenticate me. Okay, I am the actual user of that account and I want to make some changes. Now I will try to make change, that is API update underscore status. So I am going to update my status and let's say hello. I will just update something. This will be my first update. So this is going to be my status updation. I will come to the command prompt. Here we will get into our working library. Okay, so I'm just going to my library or the file where I have stored it. Now we are going to run our file. Let's go bot. If our file runs successfully, then we will be able to make some changes. For example, we will see that our status is actually updated on our Twitter account. So hello everyone. In the previous video, you have seen I have told you that how you can use a function that is the update status to update your status. Means you can post anything inside the this text and your status will be get updated. Also, in using tweepy, you need to just check one thing, that your system clock should be sync on. Means because what happens that Twitter, if you are running 15 minutes behind, then tweepy or the Twitter will not give you API. They just give you API for 15 minutes. And if they have given you API and now you are running 15 minutes behind or away from the UTC time zone, means your time zone even, then they will not give you the API. Your API will expire and you will be shown an error, that is the 401 unauthorized error. So we are done with this all. We are done with the installation and I have just shown you a glimpse that how we are going to go forward or move forward. Now let's talk something about the project. So I have created one more account. You can see here is an account with the name work and I have tagged my account and tweeted as hello. Now after this, I will one more time tweet here and just say this time hello 2. So hello 2 and I will tag myself at the rate underscore t. So I am going to tag myself. I will also copy it so that, because what I wanted to do, that whoever tags me here, I know that I am tagging myself, but if 400 or 500 people just tagged us on us with us or just use our name and tweeted using our name as our username as a reference, so we should know them or we should be able to recognize them. Okay, who is tweeting and what is the hashtag that they are using, means what's trending on the tweet. Because most of the times if someone is getting a tweets of 100 and 200, so there should be a common hashtag between all those. So I will again tweet here. I will copy paste what I have done. Again give the hashtag. And my hashtag, I am using a hashtag hello. So again I will tweet this. Now I will retweet. Again use the common thing. Just this time I am not going to give the hashtag and change my from hello to hello. So I have tweeted 3 to 4 times. Some were having, 2 were actually having the hello hashtag and 2 were not having the hello hashtag. Come back. I have tweeted from another ID to and used my ID reference on which we are working and given some hashtags, and in some I have not given the hashtags. So this time we will be using a new function, that is, for example, I will declare a variable tweets. Now I will use a function api.mention underscore timeline. So this is another function, and you can even look at this function and recognize that actually what its work is. For example, wherever you are mentioned in the tweet, it will just show you those tweets. Means if someone has mentioned you or your name, it will just list out those names to you and tell you that okay, someone has mentioned you and here is the history. So all this data will come inside the variable that is the tweets. So we are going to print this tweet, and something very horrible is going to come in because you are not going to recognize data. There will be so many unwanted information that we don't want to do anything. So we are only concerned with the hashtags and with the tweets, our mentioned reference. So I'm going to run this program. And it is fetching the data from behind, and there will be all the tags where someone has mentioned me with my name. Even it is the I who did it. It will show me that all the IDs, even give some more information about them using their name of the strings. So you can see a lot of information has came, and it is not easy to just recognize it or understand that what's there. So I have tweeted 4 times, and this is the information that I am getting for the 4th time. We will go just upside. And you can see that here a text is visible. I think this is the second tweet that we made with the hashtag. Again, we will go upside and watch the first tweet, because that tweet will have some ID, or you can say that ID will be of our use. So this is ID string which is given to someone, and this is the name of that person who has tagged me, and here is his user ID name or the screen name that is visible here. This is the screen name of the person. This is also my second ID. So I will go up. Okay, so we are here. So this was all the tweets. We are having your name here. We are having everything like ID string, or the user has stored the screen name of the user and the name that he has mentioned to me. Here is also the string or the data with which he has tagged us. So every information is available here, but this is not of our concern. So we will get back downside, and I will just change this tweets to text. So I am going to use tweet.text, and even these tweets are actually a list, so we can just use the first index. So means it will just show us the first tweet and convert that into the txt form or the text form. So after going to save it, we will run it back, and this time our text should come here. And also there I have tweeted 4 times, means I am mentioned 4 times anywhere, but it should only show me the first tweet, because we have fetching the data from the list and using our index number first. So only the first tweet should be visible to us in txt form. So it is going to just run all the data and show us the txt form text. Okay, so the first one was the status, and it does not have any text, so we will go for the second tweet and save it. And run it. So what is there, that there are so many tags, and we just want to check that how we can fetch the data when there is some hashtag, because we are just concerned with the two things. The first one is the ID name or the username, that if someone has given referenced us with the name, that is the @ name, and second, if he has given some hashtag. So we wanted that data, we want to fetch that data. So we are using a function, that is a text, to just look at our text or the tweet that is there, and we just wanted to search that how we can get the text. So here you can see that someone is given us hello @HTD. Now we want the hashtag also. So if, for example, if I will make this from tweet 2 to tweet 3, maybe the alternate ones or are having the hashtag with them. So we can just go to a particular tweet if we wanted. For example, if we don't want the first 10 tweets, but we want the tweets after them, because we know that yesterday the 10 tweets come, now we want the latest 10 tweets, or we just want the latest new ones, the top 5 tweets that were there. So I can just give the range and fetch the data from there. So this was all about that, how we can go with the tweets, how we can use this tweet data to actually convert this data according to our form. Now, when we have the data that someone has mentioned us, it will work with us. So you can just see here that there is a hashtag also that was given to us, and we want this hashtag. We need to fetch this hashtag whether there is any hashtag or not, and in this, if this name is there, then automatically the by default the tweepy function will bring that data to us. So we only need to worry about whether this hashtag is there, and if it's there, how we can reply to it. So meet you in the next lecture. We will just fetch the data all at once, because there may be 50 to 70 tweets on an average. So we need so many tweets and we don't need to do it manually. So I will run a for loop and search all the tweets in the tweets variable, and for this I just need to print them out. I need two things to print them out. The first one is I need their ID also, because if I don't have their tweets ID, I cannot trace them. I cannot understand, okay, which is the new tweet and which is the previous tweet. So I need I need their tweet ID so that I can have their record, plus I need the text that they have. So I have told you earlier also that how you can just bring the text out of them, and because that huge data is really inaccessible and we can't understand that what's happening there. So we will go back and run the program. So currently it is connecting with the thing, and it has fetched all the data that was needed. So you can just say that this data is from bottom to down, means it has the earlier tweet on its top and the previous tweets were on its downside, on the bottom side. So we have all the IDs number. For example, these IDs are different, and we have the tweet data also here. So some have hashtags, some don't have hashtags, and this was all done. Now we are also concerned about, we will reply only to them who are actually having the hashtag. So because if someone is having a hashtag, we will reply to them and get connected them with the hashtag. So we also need to just separate the data from the hashtag, means which don't have a hashtag and which have a hashtag. So all we need to do is we will just search the hashtag in the string. So our hashtag was hello with the name hashtag. So if this hashtag string is there in the data, we will search it. Means you can say we will search this data inside our tweet.text, and if it is there, then we will run our loop. So in this way we are going to work. Now we can add a lower function, because many times people just give a lower functions with them, and we are going to print. It is just a confirmatory print that what has been done. So I will print done. So if this hashtag is there, then we will say okay, done, we are having it, and we will print all those hashtags which actually have a hashtag with them, all those tweets. So this time we will get only those tweets which are actually having the hashtags, not those tweets which don't have. So we don't got any tweets. The reason is that I have given an extra space here, that is the hello. So there was no tweet with the hashtag hello plus an extra space. Now we will search the tweets, that is the hashtag hello tweets, which contain our hashtags with them. And after getting this, we will just take a record of their IDs, and now start replying to the users, that if they have commented, okay, we will reply back to them. So this is going to fetch all the data that is required. Okay, it's been syncing because it needs to just connect to the server. It has to search a lot, so it takes some time. Till that, we will discuss another problem here, that if you have got the Okay, so the data is here. If you have got these two data and now you commented on them, means you used your automated bot and commented on them. After this, a new member came and a new three people came and they have again commented on them. Now it will show just you these two IDs, including these three IDs also, which newly have commented. So when you will retweet them, these two will also get another tweet and those three will get a new one. Now again some two people came, so the three people who have previously got the tweet, they will get a second tweet and these people will get three tweets. So we need to just check their IDs that if okay the ID is this, if we have commented on them, we will not going to comment them back. So to do that, we need to make two functions, that is coming here. We will first make a function define read underscore scene. So actually what this function is going to do, it will just create a new file, or you can say it will maintain a file and inside that edit it. So we need to make a new file. So I'm just going to make a new file and it will be a txt file. See, we don't need a huge database here because we are done with it. We just need to check the ID number and nothing else. So I am going to give my file name as scene.txt. So it will be a scene.txt file, and inside this file I will just check down every number or every data that is there. So we are going to make function for it. First I will define my file name here. So my file name will be file, and I am creating this variable, and inside this I will just declare my file, that is the scene.txt. See, it's inside the variable, it means it is inside our folder, so we don't need to give anything extra here, and we don't need to declare the path, means we don't need to import the OS and give the path, so we can directly give the name. Now we will define our function, and before defining it we need to give the parameter, that is the file. So when you are going to search or to tweet someone, before tweeting you will before replying to those tweets, you need to just see in everything that who has done and who has not. Now after you have tweeted, you need to again edit the file and write okay, these new peoples have been edited. So there will be two functions, that is the read and that is the store. So read one will actually read the names before tweeting, and the store one will actually store the names after tweeting. So I will declare a variable file underscore read. In this variable I am going to open my file. Open, okay, open, and here I am going to first parameter, that is the file, and the second I am going to give the read operation because I just wanted to read the file. Now I am going to give last underscore scene ID. So actually this last scene ID is the ID of those people who have given the file name. So I am going to give here int file dot read. It will read the file, and we also need to strip the data. It means the data will be divided into different strips so that we can read them easily. And after that we need to close our file dot close. So we have closed the file, we have first opened it, then we have closed it. Now we are going to just return. So here we are going to return the variable, that is the last scene ID, because if we will get the ID number in that file, we will not going to tweet it him back. Now after this I am going to make a variable, that is define. This will be with the for the store, means it will store the data, and I will name it as store scene. Now this time there will be two variables, that is the first one is the file and the second one will be the last scene ID. So we are giving a second variable because this time we are opening the file for the write operation. We need to open the file, we need to write that okay, these peoples we have tweeted them, we don't need to tweet them back, and update it. So I am going to open the file. Now here I am going to give file, actually I need to change this, file underscore write, and I am going to change it file open file. Now I am going to give the write operation here. After this file underscore write, we are actually going to write the function, means our string. So first we need to convert our integer into the string type, because Python or in txt you can write the string first, and after that we are going to close our file. Write dot close, and this time we don't need to return anything because we are just updating everything. So here is our new file, that is the scene.txt, and we are using this file to just enter the data. Now let's I will complete this or the next portion, that is in the next video, so that how we are going to use these functions in our data, I will going to tell them there. So thank you for watching the video. The read and store. So our purpose for making these functions was to make a track record of to whom we have actually commented and who are the new one, those who are left, and to update them in our values. We have not seen how we can apply these functions, so we will see that in this video. We will also learn some new functions or new parameters about the mentions._timeline. Okay, so we were here. First of all, let's go to the command prompt and just have a look at it. So you can see a different values are coming here. So if we update this value and somehow we will not go on this value and start commenting from this, in the next session, means if consider this, these three have commented on our or mentioning us, so we will just go to these values, update them and comment them, and now come back there. So these IDs never get changes themselves, means they come under the sequence to how these comments or tweets were made. For example, if this tweet was made first, it will always come first irrespective of its situation. So we will take use of this benefit that they always comes according to the time zone, that the earlier one will come at the first and at the bottom, and last one will come at the, or the newer one will come at the top. So we will use this methodology, and in the mentions.timeline all we need to do is use a variable since underscore id is equals to, and our variable will be the file that we are going to read. For example, read scene. So we will come here and give this as a function. So read. Okay, first we will give our key by our own and have a look at what will happen. So if I will paste this str id, it will not work from here, and actually it will give the rest 4. So let's give it. Okay, I will save it and again run the program. So this time you can see that we only received the 4 one. The 5th one was removed, that is the hi@std, that the bottom one is not here. It starts from the tag one. So in this manner it works, means if we can give a ID, so it will work. If we are able to give the ID here, for example, if I give it here and then call a function to read it, so it will not read that ID but read from the next one. So all I need to do is give my function here. I've copied that under the read scene. Now we will use our variable to read the file, and then it will automatically see it instead of giving it manually. So my file has the data, that is the last ID which I gave as a parameter, but this time I will give a function as a parameter, and this function will go to this file. It will read the ID and stop taking that as a tweet. So all I need to come here and rerun the program. So this time again you see that our function has read that value, this is this ID, and it has given that ID to the mentions.timeline and since ID parameter, and stopped the tweets from getting those or fetching that value. So the next thing comes to us, one more parameter is there, that is this parameter actually works as a tweet mode, that if you want to see some extra tweet, some text is not visible because they don't come under the category of the text, so we need to extend our tweet mode. We have extended it, and now to view this tweet all we need to do is use the function full underscore text to view it. So the full underscore text actually gives us the text that we wanted. So we will save it. And the second thing comes, we need to automatically save all those we have seen. So I will just come down here and in this function I am going to give the value or another function, that is the store scene that we have created. It actually takes two parameters. So first one will the file where we are going to save the value, and the second parameter will be the tweet.id. So we are going to save this tweet.id here in the store_scene and update the id value. So each time the id value gets updated, and our file will not, and those ids will not be visible to us for the next time. For example, I am running here for the first time, but all the four tags are here because the fifth one was already present in the read. But this time some text have been updated in our id because we have given a store scene function. So the next time when we will run it, those tags will not be visible here. You can see that our the next tag is not visible to us because we have missed it, and only three are visible here. Now the next time I will run the function, they will again just get removed. So you can again see that we are only able to fetch the top two marks, and again we will run it, so it will again go. So in this process the store.cin function works. So if we have commented or replied to some tweet, and in this loop only we will reply the tweet inside this loop and update the value, that is the tweet id value, to the scene.txt file, so that next time when our tweets we will fetch all the data of the tweets, the since id will force or remove those ids which were already seen, and it will just give us the data from the next id. So our one and the final task left is to make a function to actually reply to the user. So we will do that in the next video. Hope this video is getting interesting. It's a bit tough or difficult because if you are using a 3.97 version of the tweepy, because I am using a 4.01, so since id will not be there as a parameter. In 3.97 you only need to write this read scene file, and if you have installed it now, tweepy, so automatically you will get the latest version. So in latest version you need to write all the since id parameter. Thank you for watching the video. Keep watching the video. So welcome back guys. We were discussing that how we can reply to the tweets, because we have made a function which can save the file and which can read the file. We've also learned something about the functions, that since id is equals to something, we will go for that tweet mode extended. We have worked with so many things. Now we were having the id that we have saved one id, that after this id don't show us the tweets that were visible there. So this was our id. Now we need to discuss something more, that how we can reply for the tweets. And first of all, let's uncomment this. So after this, now this is the time to reply for the tweets. So all we need to do is use our functions that was previously we have used it, that is the API update status. We will be giving some additional parameters there and using it. So I am going to call the function that is API update status, and here my first parameter will be the status. Let's say I am giving a status all the best. Now this will be my status that I wanted to post. Now second thing, I am using another function that is in reply. So it's a bit long function, that is in reply to status id tweet, id underscore tweet. So this will be our function status. Okay, so id will be there. Now what I need to give, I need to pass a parameter, pass the value, and that is my id will be tweet id. So what it will do, when it will just see that is okay, there is a our function that is the update status has to reply all the best, but it has not, it need not to post something on it as a tweet, but has to use this status or the all the best tweet that we want to post to only a particular id, means it will post only for this tweet. So you can consider this, it is like a commenting or replying to a tweet, but the function is the same, that is the update status, that is there is only a change of parameter. Second thing, I just wanted to tell you that we can add a function here, that is after tweet API, and the function will be try. I am using a try exception handling. So it is just to check whether our credentials that we have passed is working or not. So we don't need to do this always, but if you are doing it, you are secure that sometimes your key is not generated properly or it's not working. So you can just check it. If there is a error, then it can just show you that you need to there is an error, so we need to regenerate the key, or our account is not logged in. Because what happens that Twitter sometimes lock your account thinking that it's being log in and log out so many times, so it is not a human but it's a bot. Because we are working with the Twitter bot, so we need to confirm it again and again that yeah, we are humans and we are using this Twitter account or handling this Twitter account. So this is the reason that I am using here try and accept, that is the error handling. And what I wanted to tell you, that always use exception handling whenever you don't confirm that whether this information is correct or not. For example, we are not 100% sure every time that these keys are actually authenticating us or not. So making an error is not bad. It happens with everyone. But handling the error is the thing that improves your coding. So always make a habit of using a try and accept, because this just help you to identify okay where the problem is. This is just here we are working with a single Twitter bot. That's why it's easy to understand that if I get a 401 or 403 error, that is unauthorization error, so that may be due to the keys. But it's if there are so many bots running behind, then we need to just take care that where the problem comes. Also, for another thing that I wanted to tell you, when you will go to the developer account and just try to fix your, and when you will be making your application, that is running your application, so you need to change some settings or take care of some settings. For example, if you are on your developer.twitter account, then there are additional settings that we need to take care, because I have not shown to you about it previously, and this time I found out that we need to take care of that. So when you will come to a Twitter bot, whether it's your project, that is the bot, or your standalone apps, just come down here in your settings, and when you will go down to your settings, if it's your project or it's standalone apps, no matter, here is the app permission. So by default this app permission is read only, because from 4.0 the Twitter has made these apps permission by default read only, and there are three apps permission, that is read, write and redirect message. So all you need to is edit it, make it read, write and direct messages, and again generate your keys. If you make it only read only, then you cannot edit your tweets. For example, if you will try to comment somewhere, it will not be possible for you to comment it, because you are working with the read only feature. So we need to take care of that also. Now I have made a arrangement so that it will apply to all those tweets which were having a hashtag hello with all the best. So I am going to save this, and now we will go to the terminal and run our code. So I hope everything works fine, and there we will be able to automatically reply all the tweets which were having something hashtag, that is hashtag hello, and unfilter those tweets which were not having the hashtag hello. Okay, so actually the tweet ID here, you can see it is 667 last time. So it will not go to any tweet because no new tweet was made. So I need to go back and copy the ID from my Twitter about that ID from which we need to start, so our first ID. So you can just come here and click on this tweet. Okay, we came here. So here you got the ID. This is our first tweet, so we need to copy it. We will copy this tweet ID and go back to our terminal and paste it here, so that now it will work from the starting, because last time we have checked that how it will work. So we have given the final ID and made no new tweets after that. So it will not go inside those all the tweets, because we have giving it since ID, so it will remain at the top of the layer. So all we need to do is run our program again. Okay, so we are missing somewhere. Hello that tweet. Okay, yeah. So here instead of tweet, we need to enter full text because working uh, we are working with the full text or the extended form of the status. So just take care that you are mentioning the full text everywhere where you are fetching the data from the text. I will again go back and run it. So if your status, if your tweet is not in the text format, full text format, when you are in extended mode, your status will not be iterable. I will go back from here. Okay, so it has actually applied to a ID that is the 144527. So let's get back here and check. I'll refresh this page. So we are actually trying to apply the IDs from the bot, and also we are taking care that side by side when our text will be working, or the text file that we have created, actually it should work well. So coming back to here, all we need to see, actually we have made a comment to the work one. So I think it's better to go to the work. Now we are trying to just taking care that parallelly it may work well, so that no new information is updated or no new information is lost. And you can see here that our ID that we have actually created is also updated, that we wanted to update. And here is also the same ID, but there is a one difference here that I actually wanted to show you. So I need to go to notifications. Okay, we are in the work, but we need to be in the learning edge. So you can see that we have got one status that is the all the best one that we wanted. So this was how we can update here, but there was one problem that we have not noticed yet. And the problem is that when you will go to the notifications, the tweets ID, and check the tweet ID. So here, if you, I will check here that to which tweet I have mentioned this tweet hello to HTD hashtag hello. So this is the my tweet that I have made a comment, and when I will click on it, so you can see it has this ID 144231755, and it is 649. But the problem here is that it has not gone to this ID, that is the hashtag hello. And the reason here is that because when I will come back to the terminal and if I write a code like 4 3 2 1, so what our function is doing actually, first it's going to the fourth, then making a reply and updating the value, then it is going to the 3, making a reply and updating the value. So what's happening there, that it is working in a reverse order. We need to go from bottom to top, that first we will come to the second and then again go back to the 3, then again come to the 3 and again come to the 4. So we will update that value. So to do that, all we need to do is just reverse the order of the tweets, because if we will reverse the order of the tweets, then we will get the approach that we wanted. What I need to do is just reverse it. So I will use the function reverse and reverse the tweets. So now again I will give the ID that I wanted and also make a new tweet. So I will make a new tweet, hashtag hello, and I will just write good afternoon. Also, I can mention the user that is the one I was using. So I have made just a new tweet here and I have mentioned it there also, and we have reversed our tweets. So I will be telling you that how actually you can, means we need to again rewrite the functions that we wanted. For example, again I need to rewrite it, but after this from the next video we will be working about how to use time, mean how we can update this everything within a 20 seconds. So every 20 seconds it will check whether there is a new function or not, or even if there is a no new function, it will just check that if our function is means it will just check its own that how it is working. For example, how it can, if any new tweet has come, if it has come, it is having a hashtag or not. If it is having a hashtag, he needs to comment it, and after tweeting it or replying to that tweet, he will just get the id, save it to the scene file, and again stop there. Again he will check for the new tweets. If he found some new id from the scene.txt file and a new id is there, so he will again our program will again check for the new id and he will again save it. So we need to do just import some time libraries and make it as a function and again use it for the next one. So thank you all of you and keep watching the video. We have designed our function which can actually tweet it, but we want to make it a automate function. Also, the second thing that I have only given the status, that is the update status. This was to test whether it is actually updating or not. Now we will give something that is mention also, because if you will not mention someone, he will not get the notification according to the Twitter. So all we need to do, just put a @ here, and then we will be using an inbuilt function, that is the tweet.user. This function is actually to check the or call the username for that particular tweet, and we will add here. After this we need to close our string, so this will actually comment this particular user here. So if we are giving a @ and username, he will get in the notification section that okay, someone is actually commented it. Now all we need to do is instead of this print done, I will remove it because we don't want this print done, and here I will add some text so that I know that I have replied someone. So I will just check the Twitter ID number that someone is replied to him or not, and it will give me a print statement with the Twitter ID so that I will come to know okay we have replied. Now another thing that we will bring it under function, because we need to run it continuously, so it's better to call a function, because with function we can call it again and again instead of writing here. So all I need to do, just import a library, that is the time library, and the logic behind this, that after every fixed interval of time we will again call the function. So we need an infinite loop to do this. So our loop will be while true. So this loop will turn continuously according to infinite number of times, and it will call the function that is reply. Now after this, after replying, I need some time gap, so I will use the time gap with the time function, and my time gap will be for the 5 seconds. So after every 5 seconds it will again call the function to work. Now this was about how we can actually reply to a tweet continuously automatically, means we don't need to run it again and again. So let's go to the Twitter and just check it. So this is our temporary account that we have created so that we can tweet someone. All I need to do is run my function. So we don't need to give a function, we don't need to make to a function. Now we have started our function, everything is as it is that I have written. Now I will go back to here and just tweet myself, and I will tweet with the same hashtag, that is @edge_td. Now I will give this tweet a new number, that is 10, and the hashtag will be hello, because we are just following the same hashtag hello to tweet, and I will tweet it. So our tweet was sent. Now we will wait for 5 seconds that whether it is actually the 5 seconds are over. It will read the tweet and then comment us back that we have replied to some particular ID. Because if you will just see this function, then according to the logic, first it will go to the reply function after 5 seconds. Then after replying to the tweet, it will just give us a message that is the replied and tweet ID. We will just refresh our page. So our tweet was actually sent to the previous ID that we have created, and we have given them that tweet. Now we are here just watching for the tweet to be replied from our side, that is from the bot. I need to interrupt it. Okay, so you can see that actually it has replied to this particular ID. Now we will check it back. Means again I am going to make a new comment, and this time it will be a tweet number 11, and just check that whether it's again and again working as per our requirement or not. TD, all the best, hashtag hello. So instead of all the best, I should say hello only, and again I will tweet it. So it will just wait for the 5 seconds, again call the function, and then tweet it us back. So when we will just check here for the 5 seconds, wait for the 5 seconds for the bot to work, and the bot in that time again run the function, recall the function, and give us or reply us back to a particular ID number. This is the same ID number that it has updated here. If you would check here, then our ID number is also getting updated in the scene file, a scene.txt file, so that it may work well. Now we will come here. Okay. Okay, so we were actually getting a status error, and the reason is that the Twitter are actually very strict about their APIs. They just don't want their the status that or the tweets to be actually same than the previous one. So all you need to do is just make your tweets inside the extended, and in this manner, every time when we will tweet, there will be a different ID number, and then your tweet will be different from the previous one. So for example, when we will come here, and you can see that there is only 2 replies and the function is still running. If I will just again tweet edge underscore td, and this time I just give a tweet to be 20, make it 21, hashtag hello, and tweet it. So within a 5 seconds of time, it will actually reply the ID. So you can see that it has replied back. And if I will go to the if I will tweet once more time @edge underscore td, this will be tweet 24, let's name it hashtag hello. Okay, hashtag hello. So we will commit, and you can see that a new reply will be sent, and the notification has actually increased. So if I would come here back, so in just 36 seconds of time, we have just got our reply. These were all the replies that we were getting. Now also we can do one thing. First I will stop this interrupt, and now I can also like and retweet the tweet. So all we need to do is use the inbuilt functions only, that is API create favorite. So actually we will use this function create favorite, and if you will do just API favorite and take it in a variable tweet, so it will give you all the favorite tweets that you have made. But we want to create a new favorite, so we just need to give the ID number of that particular tweet that we want to make it as favorite. So I will just give tweet ID, and also to retweet I will use the again the same function, that is API retweet. So it will retweet it, the tweet that was there, and again we will give the tweet ID. So this time if I make a retweet, if I again create a new tweet and @edge tweet, okay, we were on 25, so make it 26, hashtag hello, @edge underscore td tweet 26. Now we will use hashtag hello, give this hashtag and tweet it. So as soon as I will just make a tweet, if I run this program, so okay, for the first time it will automatically tweets. We are checking that what happens after every 5 seconds. So we are working for that. So for the first time our functions will run well. For example, it has actually retweet everything. Now if I go back to the notifications, means refresh the page, you can see that a new favorite or the like button is there for the tweet, and my tweet was replied. But again, if I create a new tweet in the running instance only, means you can consider it where our program is running behind. So we can just create a new tweet, @edge underscore td and tweet 28 hashtag hello. So I will tweet it. Just take care that every time you tweet, it's a different tweet. So within just 5 seconds of time, it has again made a new tweet that actually I need to refresh the page, and it will show me the tweets that actually I have made or I have liked them. So you can see this is the tweet that was retweeted and that was liked, and this was the comment that was made previously. So similarly, if we will go down, these tweets were also made we have liked those tweets. Now let's come to the home page. Every company don't uses the 5 seconds of time because they need to fetch the request interval. So to save their time or money, you can say their resources, what does they do? For example, we have tweeted the tweet 28, so it has commented us, it has retweeted, it has liked, and on the tweet 26 also, that was commented previously. When we run our program, it has replied, our tweet was retweeted and it was liked. So it is running behind and just checking every 5 seconds whether there is a new tweet or not. So it's working completely fine now. So we were talking about the companies don't use the 5 seconds of time interval. They use a large time interval, for example 15 minutes or 30 minutes, so that in just a single request, that is the post request that we are making, they can actually tweet thousands of times. So it just saves their request, that in a single request they are doing thousands of tweets, and many other companies just takes 1 day or 2 days of time, so that small companies, so that they can just tweet in just a single request and send all the tweets to everyone. So this was about how does the companies work. It's working fine, but just take an instance that you are sitting in your office or your college and somewhere and just having your mobile phone. Then some 2 to 3 people just have a tag of your birthday and they tagged you on the Twitter or just tweets with you. So if you are using your Twitter bot, then you can not say to them, okay, wait, I will open my laptop, run my Python, and then my autobot will comment. So it doesn't look good. Then a new needs comes here that our bot should work at least 24 hours, means it should work on its own. We need not to run it again and again from our PC, computer, laptop, or from anywhere. We should not use this compiler. We should have our online compiler, and that is called as the deployment. So we need to deploy our bot on the website so that it can automatically keep working behind. So if you are even sleeping in night, your bot is working, and if it got any tag that is listed with you, you can just retweet it and reply to them, comment to them, anything that you wanted to say. So this was the about the bot, but how we can do the deployment. So I have added some extra feature here, like a reload button, so that every time it get reload, it will just tell us. Now I will make this as 15 seconds, and I will increase it after deployment. Means when I will deploy our bot, I will increase this time duration so that the request that we are allowed to have, or the allowed request that is there, it will not exceed the limit, so that it can work for the 24 hours, because we have some daily limits. We are working with the free version. So all you need to go do is just go to the Python Anywhere. You can search it on Google, and when you will search the Python Anywhere, you will get this type of page. Now you can use it. Just I am already logged in, but it will ask from you to log in into the page. But since I have made my account, so I'm already logged in. You will be having many features there, like you can have multiple facilities it will give you, and all we need is a free or basic version. You can also opt for the paid version, but I don't think it's a need. I am using a free version. So a free version is like something it will reset after 24 hours. So I have only a 1 day of duration, and there are some limits for the data storage, but our bot will work fine for 24 hours. Then again we can rerun the program. And deployment offers something very big thing, like actually you are just making an automated bot work, because a bot is something which don't need your permission to work. It should design in such a way that it should work on its own, and this is why we are deploying our bot, so that it can work on its own. So we can go for the basic version or the free version of the Python Anywhere, and all we need to do is open another file after login. You can just create here at the home.td, and I will create a Python file. For example, my file was tweetbot.py, on which I was working. I will create this new file. After creating this file, you can come up here, you can copy paste your code, and then get back to your terminal. Now you can paste it here and save it. Now come back to the home page and just make another file, home, and this will be the txt file. All we need to do is just change the name, since they are in the same folder, that the htd folder, so we don't need to give or use the os path library to assign the path. Now we will go there and just use our scene.txt file. After this we will come back and paste it. Now all you need to do is save this file. So your files are uploaded on the site, or so they are ready for the deployment. You just need to open a bash console, that is works like something Mac if you are a Mac user, but if you are a Windows, it's just simple. It is preparing the console. Now we need to wait for the preparation, but I will close this site and again reload the site, it will just open from the same page where you have left. Just the thing is, it only works for the 24 hours. So in the next 24 hours, you can rerun your console, or you can rerun your Python file. You don't need to save them again and again. Just you need to rerun the file from your console. So we will just check whether we have some files or not. So we have two files, scene.txt and tweet_bot.py. Now first, after this, we can directly run our bot, that is this tweet.bot.py file. We can run it directly just with the same command, that python tweetbot run tweetbot.py, and it will run your phone. But if you are using some another feature, or you are on your another version, or even it's for a future purpose that you are using something else, like it is not a Twitter file but something else file, you just check there that the library that we are importing, like our library was tweepy, is there or not. So basically tweepy is available because requirements are already satisfied. If it is not there, you can just install them according to the same way that we used to do in the CMD, like we have installed in the CMD. We can use it there. We have a package that is 3.10. I think it's a bit comfortable that we can use this one. Now similarly, if you want to check the Python version, all you need to do is write the command. It is for the Python version, and this will tell the version that you are actually using. So we are having a 3.9.5. Actually it's the latest version that we are using. So everything is done. We are done with the install, that we are confirmed, okay, tweepy is there. We are done with our Python version. Now we can come up and run our Python file. So all we need to do is run Python and give the name of our file, that is tweet_bot.py, and this bot will start running. So it has said that authentication is okay. Now we will come up here till it is taking a time. In that duration of time, we will just make a new tweet and confirm whether it's working or not. So this time I will just make a new tweet. Okay, so I will just give a tweet deployed, and I will use the same hashtag. You can make multiple hashtag. All you need to is copy your functions, and whichever function it matches, it will just work with it. So when I will tweet here, I need to wait for the 15 seconds so that it may work. And you can see actually coincidentally our 15 seconds were over. It has replied us because 15 seconds are a bit very less time. So it has actually replied and shown our ID number. And you can see here that I instantaneously got a one like, a tweet and a comment. So if I will try to check the comment, I will open it, and you can see I got a all the best comment that I previously saved. So this is the power of the console that we are using, or deployment. Now if I close it, I am not running anywhere. Even my Python from version is also not running from the VS Code. Now I will again use the same command, that is edge_td, and this time also remember to just give every time a new comment, because if your comment will not be the same, for example if we are not using the same comment, then it will just give us an error or throw an error that the tweet that we made is actually the same or the copy, and it will not work properly. So this time I made a new comment. I will tweet it. Now since we have deployed, we will go back. Now we will check for the deployed to comment, and it should we should get the comment, or that is the retweet, the like, in just 15 seconds of time. So you can see that it came, and this is how your bot actually works. So in this manner our bot works, and even if I wanted to go back to the terminal, all I need to do use Python anywhere. Oh, okay. I'm using now Python anywhere. I will come back, and it will just show me where I left. And you can see my bash console is running here. It has given me ID. With a basic version only I can deploy one app, but that is sufficient. So it has replied again twice. Even we were not on our console, we have just closed that, but it was running. I will close it. Now I will come back, come to the tweet.py file, and just make this from 15 seconds to 60 seconds. The reason is why I am doing this is that we have some limits, how many times we can call it. It's not that you can just call use the request that is given to you. Those are limited. You cannot just make that in every 1 second or 2 seconds you are making a request. So it will be difficult for you to save your request or use your request on 24 hours basis, and your request will be over, so you need to wait for the second day. So I will make it for the 60 seconds. and now I can run it. I will go again, use the same command and deploy it. So this is it has started. Authentication was given to us, and now the work has started. It will be working for the 60 seconds, and in the next 60 seconds it will tell us that we have actually reloaded. So the reloading feature is only to just know that it is running behind, because if no print statement would be there, we will not be able to identify whether it's running or not. So that's why I have given the reload feature. You have successfully built a bot, and this is an example of how does an automation work. So we have automated our bot with the Python and used some internal libraries, that is tweepy libraries, to just control our Twitter account. You cannot just you are not just limited to a single hashtag, that is hashtag hello. You can make any hashtag that you want. For example, you are having a birthday, you can make a hashtag for the birthday, so that if anyone wishes you with a hashtag happy birthday or anything, they will just get a sudden comment, as if you are online there sitting waiting for their comment. And you can make several hashtags, because if even there are no hashtags for them, your function will not do anything. But if hashtag is there, it will do it. It will return those functions to them. So we can have multiple hashtags that we want. Also here, if I have started my terminal from 11:57, so it will get reset in the next 24 hours. So all I need to do just is run this single line of code again tomorrow. So my bot will again start working, and after that the next day, and this is the basic version. But if you want to go with the paid version, just run your command once, and for your lifetime it will just keep running. So all you need to do is just, you can edit some information if you wanted, and in this way we have successfully built our bot. So thank you.